Greetings duelists and welcome to another video. By the time of this recording, you already know that the German World Championship qualifiers already has concluded. The winner is Tinkabui with this labyrinth strategy, so big congratulations to him. What I have right now on the screen is a freeze frame of like the deciding game on the last turn that pretty much made for Dinkabui to win with his strategy. As you can see here, you have lovely Labyrinth of the Silver Castle being tributed, and the card that he used was Eradicator Epidemic Virus. If we look at Tom's hand, he had Cosmic Cyclone, Kashtira Birth, Pressured Planet, Pot of Prosperity, Kashtira Theosis, and his last card in hand is Fenrir, which is going to get blown up because Lovely Labyrinth popped it. So these are all very common cards in his deck. Like, these are all 3-ofs. Like, you can make the argument that Kashtira Theosis could have been like a 2-of instead of a 3-of. But outside of that, we're talking about at least 15 cards in Tom's deck were spell cards, and that's the bare minimum. So Dinkabui made a very smart choice. It was a very risky play because by all means Tom could have had like multiple Kashtira monsters in hand. He could have had like Unicorn, for example, alongside Fenrir, and he probably could have had like Scareclaw Kashtira, which could have like made it so he could cycle back the birth with Theosis. But we don't know. But to the fair counter argument is that Dinkabui had 2 other set cards in his back row, which could have dealt with that. But this goes back to one conclusion that I had before. If you've been seeing this channel before, you probably already know I made 2 videos involving 2 key cards and my hypothesis of how good these cards were as sleeper picks for the format. We're in a format where spell cards are really like justified at higher ratios than normal for a lot of meta strategies, and Dinkabui pretty much like took advantage of that, and he built his deck in a way that this card was a very smart choice for him. As if you guys seen enough of Dinkabui's games, you probably already know he was already main decking this card. This was not a side deck decision. But yeah, why am I bringing up Eradicator and why am I bringing up this game? The whole reason I'm bringing this up is because this card could see play in a lot of strategies right now, and with 2 other nationals events left, we still have we still have Europe and we still have North America. You should best be prepared for this because it could see play in like a lot of strategies besides just Labyrinth. Like for example, any deck that can play bestial monsters can play these. Can play that because all the bestial monsters, at least the main deck ones, are 2500 darks. So they're already good targets for it. Kashtira, which is like the most popular deck in the room, they have multiple targets for this. Like Vanquish Soul is a deck that's slowly picking up steam. It keeps making it to at least top 8 at every national event we've seen so far. So, and that's another popular strategy, and this card, like the Heavy Borgar, is pretty much like the best card in their strategy, at least one of the backbones of the strategy, Raisin being the best one. And it's also an Eradicator target. Sprite can make Gigantic Sprite 3200, so it's another Eradicator target. A little bit of a more obscure decks, but the Rika deck also made to top 4. Congratulations to him. And Sylvan High Arbiter is a card you can play in the Rika deck because it's a target you can summon out of the Rika Princess, the Estrena. And it's also another Eradicator target. Diabolantis, you can play this in the Gold Pride Punk deck. and it's another target. Draco Berserker if you're playing Sword Soul. Um, so yeah, like um, there's also Branded. Branded has multiple targets for this, like very easy ones to summon. Um, the thing I'm bringing up here is that this card, it has its niches besides like Delta and uh, Deflector. This card has way higher impact than those two cards that I brought up earlier. But it's at a higher risk. Like you're getting rid of a monster with a specific stats for it. But it is still a really good choice because of the aforementioned reasons that these two cards were good. Um, and like I don't think you should like not be prepared for this card. Also, take note that this card also works against trap decks. So if you're facing Labyrinth yourself, you can pretty much blow them out of the game if you resolve this. Um, so yeah, pretty much like the main hypothesis that I had was the spell cards were very like integral for a lot of strategies and decks, and the cards that can be very strong against them are cards that are going to like help you win an event or at least get you very far from it, far for it. And Dinkabui kind of proved that with this card resolving. I hope you found this informative. Keep practicing and keep dueling.